Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're diving into an incredibly tight soccer match. UNC Greensboro versus UNC Charlotte. A really thrilling 3-2 victory for Charlotte. For you, our mission is to dissect the strategies, spotlight the key players, and really highlight those pivotal moments that, truly turn the tide.
Yeah, exactly. And what's truly fascinating here is observing how distinct game plans from both sides played out, and also how individual brilliance or crucial tactical decisions, maybe even well-timed fouls, fundamentally shifted the entire dynamic. It's like a real tactical chess match in action. We'll show you how each move counted.
Okay, good. So let's kick things off with the winners, the Charlotte 49ers. What was their core strategy in securing this win? How did they approach it?
With Charlotte's approach, it really leaned heavily on catching UNCG in transition, that critical window right after possession changes, when defenders can be a bit out of position.
Right, hitting them on the break.
Exactly. They played quick balls over the top, really looking to utilize the speed of forwards like Evie, Craven, and Megan Bradley. Speed was key. And beyond just open play, set pieces, free kicks, corners, they were also a really crucial part of their offensive threat, creating those controlled scoring chances.
Any specific players who really drove that strategy?
Definitely. Players like Reese Black, she's a dynamic midfielder, has a real knack for those long-range shots, bit of flair too. And Nero Domenech, very clever with that final pass. They were both pretty central to making the strategy work.
Okay, so knowing Charlotte's aggressive, fast style, how did the UNCG Spartans plan to counter that? What was their deep dive strategy to maybe slow them down and create their own chances?
Well, UNCG, they aimed for a more, let's say, stubbornly defensive posture. The focus was on winning every single ball in their own box, really denying Charlotte clear chances. And then, after winning it back, building patiently out of the back. The goal was definitely keeping Charlotte's speedy forwards under wraps and then trying to capitalize on play on the flanks using the width of the field.
Makes sense. And who were their key figures in trying to execute that?
Veteran Ryan Ortiz, she was really tasked with providing an attacking spark when they did get forward. And Taylor Menser, coming from midfield, she was probably their biggest scoring threat, always looking for an opening.
Right, so it sounds like two very different philosophies colliding there. But how did these strategies actually play out on the field? Let's trace the story through those crucial turning points. The deadlock was finally broken, minute 49? Charlotte drawing first blood.
Yeah, and this was classic Charlotte execution. Reese Black, she just unleashes this powerful long-range strike. It smashes off the crossbar. But the real insight here, I think, comes from Evie Craven. With just textbook anticipation, she was already following the shot in, ready for anything, taps in the rebound.
Ah, so not just luck then.
No, not at all. It was the direct outcome of Charlotte's approach, Capitalize on every attacking phase, turning maybe a speculative shot into a goal through sheer forward instinct.
Okay. But UNCG didn't just roll over. Only 7 minutes later, minute 56, they got an equalizer from a penalty kick.
Indeed. Ryan Ortiz steps up for UNCG. Very calm, coolly dispatched, a perfectly placed penalty, low into the bottom left corner. And this wasn't just, another goal. It felt like a massive psychological reset. Before this, Charlotte maybe had the upper hand, felt like they were gaining control.
Right.
But Ortiz's finish instantly erased that advantage. It shifted momentum squarely back to UNCG, turning the match into a really even contest again.
Yeah, those moments can be huge. Now, I'm always fascinated by tactical fouls at such a calculated risk.
Yeah.
Tell me about Landry Olsen's yellow card for UNCG back in minute 35. Why was that significant?
Okay, yeah. That yellow card for Landry Olsen, it's a prime example of what we call a tactical foul. Basically, Olsen deliberately tripped a Charlotte attacker who had broken lines, meaning they'd gotten past defenders, were in a dangerous spot.
Okay, so stop the immediate danger.
Exactly. It's a calculated risk. You stop that promising attack right there, even if it means getting a yellow card and giving up a free kick. It's sort of a strategic sacrifice, really, to prevent a potentially worse outcome, like a goal. Shows a team's willing to make tough choices under pressure.
Gotcha. All right, so the game's level, momentum shifting, and Charlotte takes the lead again, minute 79, with what sounded like a fantastic counterattack.
It was textbook, precision and speed. Megan Bradley wins an aerial ball, heads it down perfectly. Then she delivers this really unselfish square pass, a pass across the face of the goal to Nero Domenech, who is completely unmarked.
Clinical finish.
Absolutely clinical finish. It just highlights Charlotte's ability to exploit space and transition. And that vital decision-making, right? Bradley going for the assist over maybe a difficult shot herself, that separates good teams from great ones sometimes.
True. And finally, right at the death, minute 99, UNCG showed sheer desperation.
Yeah, the kitchen sink strategy, basically. Trailing by, well, it was 2 goals at that point, I believe. UNCG just threw numbers forward, sent a high looping cross into the box. And in the scramble that followed, Becca Grazer manages to tap it in. And she immediately grabs the ball, sprints back to the center circle, just signaling intense urgency.
Wow, right down to the wire.
Yeah, they ultimately ran out of time, but that moment of pure grit, it injected incredible pressure into those final seconds, showed Charlotte they couldn't let up until the very final whistle blew.
So, reflecting on all this, what does this deep dive really mean for you, the listener? It seems like it truly highlighted how every single moment in a game, from a powerful shot to a strategically timed foul, tells a story. It's all about sophisticated strategy and individual execution under pressure.
Absolutely. I mean, this match demonstrates that soccer is such a beautiful blend of calculated team strategies, those moments of individual brilliance we talked about, and the critical decisions made in split seconds. And it raises, I think, an important question for any high-stakes scenario, not just soccer. When is it worth taking that calculated risk, like a tactical foul maybe, to disrupt an opponent's momentum versus, trusting your defensive structure, even if it means maybe conceding a bit of territory or position? It's a tough balance.